Welcome to the small bits of inferno that are left over from what we did yesterday and have forgotten to do. Meanwhile,
Meanwhile, this is the Imaginative Storm Writing Prompt of the Week, and
No.
I'm Allegra Houston.
And I'm-
Oh, keep that.
and I'm
No, we should
James-
keep it.
let's keep it.
We're
I'm
keeping it.
James Nave, and welcome to the Imaginative Storm Writing Prompt of the Week session. Every Saturday, guess what we do? We gather with a group of writers and we work for an hour, generating a piece of writing in 10 minutes within the context of the hour. So we are going to share that experience with you right now.
And as you can tell, we don't take ourselves very seriously when we do this. And writing can be a serious thing, but it often turns out better when you approach it playfully. And so that's the mindset we're in right now.
We're in the mindset of the playfulness. Speaking of playfulness, what we do on our Saturday calls, we share an image and ask everybody on the Zoom call to generate a list of words in 2 minutes based on their emotional and imaginative response to the image. It could be words, it could be short phrases, whatever happens within the 2 minutes, not joined up writing, just a list. Yeah. Simple as that. So what we'd like to do now is give you an opportunity to create your own personal list, and then afterwards we'll share our list with you, so you'll have words to work with as we move toward the 10-minute timed writing.
So here is this week's image.
So now you've generated your own list. What we'd like to do now is share the list that we generated this morning with you, so you'll have both lists. And you don't have to write these words down. Allegra will share them with you and we will show them on the screen. But if you want to jot a few of them down as she goes along, feel free to do that.
And we'll put them up on the screen again during the 10-minute writing time. But there is some value to writing them down. And just to be clear, these aren't just Nave's and my words. These are the words and phrases that we gathered from everybody who was on the Zoom with us this morning. Everybody contributes one. So we create a kind of collective imagination for all of us to draw on. And here is today's collective imagination. Mate with the moon. Icy Pan, Fly With Me, Moon Dance, Billy Elliot, Men in Fringe, Follow the Leader, Yoga Class, Feathered Friends, The Boys Are At It Again, Bird Ballet, Queer, Hope, Ripple Effect, Under the Snow Moon, Water Nymph, Sky Skiing Swan Ballet, Discipline After Dopamine, Swans and Lake, We choose to go to the moon. Disjointed, confined tomorrow. Who knew? What the flock?
So as Allegra read the list to you, you probably popped or had some kind of imaginative sparkle with one or two or three of the phrases or the words that you heard as she was reading. This is normal. Everybody sparks with different kinds of words and phrases as they go along. The idea is to allow your imagination to spark and then follow those sparks.
So the sparks often come from putting a couple of those words together, and maybe they won't be words that are next to each other on the list. And when you see the list, there's columns. So different words are next to each other in different ways. So you can use these words. We're basically giving them to you as toys for your imagination. If you put a kid in a playpen and tell it to play with no toys, what's it going to do? It's going to sit there and look at you like you're crazy. And your imagination is kind of the same. It likes to have things to spark with, toys to play with. So you can use as many or as few of these toys as you like as you write for 10 minutes. You can write fast or slow. You can.
Sometimes when you've been in a workshop, you probably hear the facilitator say, put the pen down and write as fast as you can. Now, we say, if you want to put the pen down, take the green light and write as fast as you can, by all means do that. On the other hand, if you want to reflect a bit and take your time and maybe just generate a haiku in the 10-minute time frame, that's open to you as well. It's your artistic choice, your artistic decision, how you approach the 10-minute time frame. The only thing we encourage you to do is let your imagination lead the way as you move through the 10 minutes.
So the idea is not to try and write well, which is basically kind of ridiculous in 10 minutes. At least your rational mind will think that. You may know differently. The idea is very simple. It's just to let your imagination take the lead and let it surprise your rational mind. Let it pop out things that you haven't necessarily ever thought of before.
I was going to try digging a well for water and writing well together, but I just failed in my imagination. So whatever you do, let's let the 10 minutes start right now, and we'll come back after 10. See you then. So now you have something you've written that didn't exist 10 minutes before. It's probably a little messy. Mess is currency from our point of view, from the Imaginative Storm point of view. What we'd like for you to do now is to put us on pause and read your work aloud. But before you put us on pause, here's why it's important to read your work aloud.
Because this is what builds your confidence as a writer. This is how you find your voice as a writer. This is how you tame your inner critic. Because when you read your work aloud, it's very different to reading it silently on the page. When you read it silently on the page, you're looking for edits, and you can make those edits. You're looking for what you don't like. But when you read it aloud, you can't make edits to what you wrote without stopping. And what happens when you read a phrase, an image, an insight, something that you like, you get a little hit of dopamine in your body. And this is, you don't will this, it just happens. And your body likes it and it wants more. So the result is that you're pushing yourself without even having to try, without any effort. You're pushing yourself towards what you like in your writing, what's strong in your writing, what feels like you. So you don't have to go out and find your voice. It's right here. You just have to listen to it and appreciate it and work more to go towards it. Now, work was the wrong word. I shouldn't have said work. As you read your writing aloud, you will naturally move towards what you love about your own writing and your voice. To begin with, maybe that's just a couple of words. As you practice, it will become more and more and more.
So put us on pause. Read your work aloud.
Before we go any further, I should credit the image. It is the promotional image for Matthew Bourne's Swan Lake. It was an all-male Swan Lake, which premiered maybe 30 years ago in London, and that's when I saw it, and it was absolutely amazing. And now I hear they're reviving it almost every year because it's so popular.
When you read your work aloud, or when you were generating your work, you may have noticed that you felt a bit of a surprise. If you like what you wrote and you enjoyed that surprise and you'd like to surprise us as well, you can put your work on our circle community. It's the Allegra, I think you're going to tell everybody how to do that now?
I am indeed. In a pre-recorded, here's one I made earlier. So here is how you get to the circle. You go to imaginativestorm.com, scroll over to community, the Imaginative Storm community, inspiration and momentum, Imaginative Storm on Circle. Click on that. It'll take you further down the page. And then click here to go to the circle. It'll look a little different to you when you get there because you aren't signed in yet, but you make a username and password. It's free. And then you will get something like this. You go over here to Prompt of the Week. And here you will find all the prompts of the week that we have done for over 4 years now. That is a lot of weeks. And I will show you last week's as an example. So when you click on it, you will see the image that we used and the word list from Saturday and then from Thursday, and then what people wrote and commented on other people's writing. And then for you, you just go down to the bottom here. You'll have this thing saying, what are your thoughts? And you just type right in there, whatever it is that you wrote, and then click post.
And before you leave us, we'd like to invite you to join us any Saturday at noon Eastern Time or any Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time for our Imaginative Storm gathering on Zoom. We call them the writing prompts of the week. And it's also a bit of a laboratory. So we're experimenting, playing around with play. So imaginativestorm.com, you can go there and find out how to join us. We'd love to have you, love to get to know you in person. We are glad you're here doing the work you're doing now. We really appreciate all the support that you're giving yourself and those around you. And we hope that what we offer you helps you to do more of that.
And we'll add one other thing. Those Zooms are free.
Yeah, free.
Free, no need to pre-register.
No ka-ching, ka-ching.
No, just turn up on time with pen and paper. We we write by hand, and you will discover that which is also a very important part of our method, that is another way to free up your imagination, tame your inner critic, and say goodbye to writer's block forever.
And for now, we'll say goodbye to you, but not forever. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.